Hello everyone, it's Kari back here again with you on the Crafty Meraki channel to share a fun shaped card today. I was inspired by this little mushroom here on the Pixie Perfect stamp set to create a circle card. Because of those circle shapes on the mushroom and how it's kind of circular in and of itself, I thought it would be fun to create a cute little card using a couple of the smaller images from that Pixie Perfect stamp set. I'm also going to be using the Meraki Moments High Hot Foil Plate and die, and this is going to create a really fun and sweet little card. I've already cut out some circle shapes. I've cut out two, and these are about 4 inches in diameter, and that's going to make the cutest little card. I'm starting out by inking on some Distress Oxide inks. I'm using a couple shades of pink with the Kitsch Flamingo and Picked Raspberry, and then I've got some Squeezed Lemonade that will go right here in the center, and then some Twisted Citron for the opposite side. So I'm going to blend these until I get a really nice blended effect. I'll go back and forth to get those blended together as well. And oxides really do blend very nicely. And so this was pretty easy to do and pretty quick as well. So here's where I'm going in with the Twisted Citron. I'm making it a little bit darker here and then going back in with the Squeezed Lemonade to blend those together. And there's our panel. So sweet. So I'm going to set that aside to dry for a little bit while I stamp some of these images. And I've chosen the little mushroom house. There's a little ladybug and a bee and a butterfly, and these are the images I'm going to focus on today for these cards. I'm using Copic markers today to color these up, and I'm going to start with some neutral grays for this little ladybug. I start in with the N7 and then go in with the N5 and the N3, and I color up the legs and the little spots on the ladybug's back. And then I'm going to use some of the lighter grays for the face. I don't want to cover up those eyes too much, so that's why I opted to do just a lighter gray face. So I brought in an N3, N1, and N0 for this. And then I'm going to color the ladybug up in shades of pink instead of red because I want to match that background. So I will use some pinks, and in the end I do end up darkening up than I have it here. So you'll see that at the end. I'll bring in some darker shades of pink. The bee I colored up much the same, only I used some yellows and oranges for him. And now I'm going to color up that little sweet mushroom house. I like these BG colors. I'm starting with BG 18 and BG 13, and I'll bring in BG 11 as well, and BG 10 maybe even, to color this all in. And I think this is such a sweet little house, and it's really the image that inspired this entire card today. I'm going to finish coloring this up just by blending back through all of those shades once again, darkening it up just a little bit, and then I'll start coloring in the little polka dots. I'm going to color the polka dots in with some light greens actually, with YG00, and then I'll go in with YG01 and YG03. And that's going to really give it a little more definition and make these pop. So you can see I'm adding the darker colors to the left, the lower left side of each of those polka dots. And that's going to make those polka dots really jump out, a little bit 3D look to them. So see, I'm going to exaggerate that just a little bit here, and I'll also use those same shades to color in the door of this mushroom house. For the house itself, I'm going to use some warm grays. I think warm grays are really great for coloring in a mushroom. So I used W3, W1, and blended all that through with W0. Just a really quick, nice coloring. And there is our mushroom house just like that. Super cute. Now I'm going to color in the butterfly. I'm going to use some shades of pink for the butterfly and also bring in a really light orange for the tips of the butterfly just to give it a really fun look. I'm going to darken up the orange just a little bit and blend it back through with the pinks. And here in the video, it looks very similar in color, but in real life, the orange is a little bit orangier, if that's a thing. So I'll go back over, see the tips with a darker orange, and finish off that butterfly just like that. Now I'll cut everything out using the coordinating dies. This makes it so easy, and look how cute these images turned out. Very, very cool. I love that mushroom house. I think I've said that before. And look at the little ladybug, and the bee is just too cute. And also this little butterfly. There we go. So there's all our images, and now it's time to figure out the layout of this card. Now I played around with this for quite some time before I figured out how I wanted this to go. And so you'll see I'm going to change it around a little bit here and there. I liked the bee on top of the high, but it just wasn't quite working right. I switched those around, and then I couldn't fit that butterfly on. In the end, you'll see, in the end, I finally decided on a layout. But while I'm thinking about that, I'm going to add some more polka dots to this card. We're going to just play on this circle theme throughout this entire card front. So I'm going to use the same colors that I inked on the background, and I'm going to ink over a circle stencil and just add more dots. So this is a fun way to just bring that theme throughout the entire card. So you'll see that they are a little bit lighter on the yellow and the twisted citron, but you can see them when you look a little bit closer. I'll show this to you a little bit closer in a minute. So it's a really fun way to just carry that theme throughout. And I did use the same colors as the background. So it's subtle, but it's fun. So now it's time to put this all together. I've got to commit. It's time to commit to a layout. So I'm going to start by putting that high down with some liquid adhesive, and I'm going to pop all the other things up with some foam tape. That way that'll give it a little more dimension, some more interest. So I'll go ahead and glue that down. I have already foiled this with some turquoise foil, and I just love that foiled look. This is probably one of my favorites, that high. It's so cute and little, and it'll fit on almost any card when you have lots of other images going on. So I love that. So here I am adding the foam to all the little critters, and then I'll put this all together. And I want to show you a trick for helping your circle-shaped cards to stand up. So we're going to do that in just a minute here. But I'll go ahead and put these all on just like this, removing that release paper and attaching them right here to the front of our card panel. How cute are these little critters? I'm going to move him over just a touch. There we go. So now let's work on that back. So the extra circle that I cut out is what is going to be the back of the card. And in order to make this into a card that is functioning, I am going to score the edge at about 3/8 of an inch here. I'm going to score that just like this and fold that over, and that's going to be the tab that we glue the top panel to. And that will make a nice hinge for the card to open. And here's the trick. Now I'm going to take the other end, not the end we scored, but the opposite end, and cut just the smallest amount off of the edge. And the reason I'm doing that is so that this card will be able to stand up when you want it to and not just fall over like a circle will want to do. So this is a really fun way to help your card to stand. Now I'm just going to let that dry using my reverse tweezers here to give it some time. And then look at that. There's our card. You can write your sentiment on the inside there. Look at that foil, and you can see those polka dots in the back. And because we cut that little tiny piece off the back, it will stand up perfectly. Now I ended up not using the butterfly on this first card, so of course I had to make a second card to use them up. So this time I did the background with green and yellow and blue, and the mushroom house in pink and the high in pink. So I just kind of switched the colors around just a little bit, and I used the butterfly right here, and I put it right between the high sentiment itself. So we've got a couple of really fun circular cards that will stand on their own as well for display. I hope you enjoyed this video today. I'll be back real soon with more to share. Until then, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.